My name is Ethan, and this happened to me back in 2018 when I bought my first house in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Yeah, that Gettysburg, the one where the bloodiest battle of the Civil War went down in 1863. I knew the history. Everyone does. But I figured, it's just old battlefields and tourist traps. Ghosts? Come on, that's just stories to sell tickets. The house was a steel, a two-story Victorian built in 1859, right on the edge of town near Cemetery Ridge. The realtor mentioned it had been a field hospital during the battle, but she said it with that fake smile realtors do when they're trying not to scare you off. I didn't care. I was 28, single, and tired of renting. I closed on it in October and moved in just before Halloween. The first few weeks were normal. Creaky floors, drafty windows, old house stuff. Then one night in early November, I woke up around 3 a.m. to the sound of boots walking on the hardwood floor downstairs. Heavy, deliberate steps. Thud, thud, thud. Like someone wearing thick-soled military boots. I grabbed my phone and crept to the top of the stairs. The house was pitch black, but I could see moonlight coming through the windows. The footsteps stopped right in the living room. I called out, "Hello?" Nothing. I turned on every light and checked every room. Doors locked, windows locked. No one there. I told myself it was the house settling. Old places make noises. But it kept happening. Almost every night around 3 a.m., those same heavy boots pacing back and forth in the living room. Sometimes I'd hear low voices, not clear words, just muffled murmurs like men talking quietly in another room. Then the cold spots started. I'd be sitting on the couch watching TV and suddenly the temperature would drop 20 degrees in one corner of the room. My breath would come out in clouds. It always happened in the same spot, right where I later learned the surgeons had set up their operating table during the battle. One weekend I decided to do some research. I went to the library and pulled up old records. My house had treated over 200 wounded soldiers in July 1863. Most of them didn't make it. Amputations on the dining room table, men dying on the floor from gunshots and infection. One name kept coming up, Captain Elias Hawthorne, 2nd Virginia Infantry, Confederate. He was 32, shot in the chest on picket's charge. Died in my living room on July 4, 1863, while a Union surgeon tried to save him. That night, I saw him for the first time. I was in bed, half asleep, when I felt the mattress sink down at the foot like someone sat on it. I opened my eyes and there he was, a man in a tattered gray uniform, sitting with his back to me, head bowed. His coat was dark with old blood across the chest. I could see the moonlight through him, like he wasn't fully solid. I couldn't move. Couldn't speak. He just sat there for what felt like hours, then slowly stood and walked toward the hallway. Those same heavy boots. Thud, thud, thud. I heard him go down the stairs and start pacing again. After that, he showed up almost every night. Always the same, sitting on my bed, then pacing downstairs like he was waiting for something. Sometimes he'd stop and look toward the front door, like he was expecting someone to come get him. I tried everything. Sage, prayers, even had a priest come bless the house. Nothing worked. He wasn't angry or violent, just lost. Sad. Like he didn't know he was dead. The worst night was in January. We had a big snowstorm, power went out. I was downstairs with candles when I heard him coming down the stairs. But this time, he stopped halfway and turned toward me. For the first time, I saw his face clearly, young, bearded, gray eyes full of pain. He opened his mouth like he was trying to speak, and I heard it, faint, but clear. "Tell Mary." I tried to come home. Then he was gone. I looked up Captain Hawthorne after that. He had a wife named Mary back in Richmond. She died in 1912, never remarried. Waited for him her whole life. I moved out 6 months later. Couldn't take it anymore. The house is still on the market, price keeps dropping. The new realtor doesn't mention the field hospital anymore. Sometimes I drive past it at night. I've seen him in the upstairs window a few times, just standing there watching the road. Waiting. If you ever buy a house in Gettysburg, ask about its history. Really ask. Some soldiers never stop trying to get home. And some promises, they keep them forever.